Hi everybody, this is Miss Jennifer, EL teacher at South. I hope everybody's doing great. Today we're going to talk about subject-verb agreement. This is something that you're going to use for your English Learner Distance packet, as well as probably your other packets and then most subjects that you have at school. Particularly in this passage, you're going to be needing this for your speaking part. You'll see some pictures and they want you to make complete sentences to tell about them. So you want to have subject-verb agreement right when you do that. And then also on the writing section, you'll be asked to look at pictures and write sentences about them, and you want to be able to do that correctly, okay? And one of the reasons why is so we won't have confusion when we're talking to somebody or when somebody's reading our writing. Listen to this paragraph that I wrote. I is Miss Jennifer. I has a husband. He loved to ride his motorcycle. My son study at Ole Miss. My daughter work as a nurse. They enjoys going fishing. Well, that was not really clear, and the reason why is because none of my subjects and verbs agreed in this passage. So we want to avoid that so that people can understand everything that we say. What is subject-verb agreement? In order to really be able to do that well, you first have to know what a subject is. So let's take a look at some pictures and talk about them, okay? Look at this picture. You can make a sentence about this. Make one in your mind. I made one already. The girl sleds down the hill. When we look at this picture, we see that it's talking about a girl. How many girls? Just one. The girl is the one who is doing something. What is she doing? She's sledding, okay? Girl is the subject. Sleds is the verb. Since it's just one girl, it's a singular subject, okay? I can also say about this picture, she looks happy because the girl is she. Okay, it's still talking about one person. She is the subject, looks is the verb, right? Here's another example. What do you think about that one? What sentence could you make? I made this sentence. The cat is yawning, okay? Who is yawning? The cat. That's the subject. And it's just one cat, so it's singular. What's being said about the cat? The cat is yawning, is yawning. That's the verb, that's the action. We have the subject and the verb, okay? Subject, verb, okay? Subject, verb, subject, verb. I can also say about the cat, it feels sleepy. The cat is being replaced by the word it, but it's still a singular subject, and the verb is feels. It feels sleepy, right? So those are singular subjects. Let's take a look at some other pictures. Here we have another picture, and you can make up a sentence for it in your mind. I wrote, the bakers decorate their cake, okay? How many bakers are there? Two. There are two bakers, okay? And so I write that by putting an S on the end. The bakers decorate their cakes. Who decorates the cake? Bakers. That is the subject. What is being said about the bakers? The bakers decorate. That is the verb. Okay? All right. One more picture. This looks like a happy pair. I wrote this in it. The farmer and his cow stand in the pasture. Who stands in the pasture? The farmer and his cow, okay? So that whole thing is the subject because both of them are doing the action. And this is something to remember. When you have and in there, you're going to have a compound subject, and it's going to be plural, okay? Bakers was the subject of this sentence, and it is plural because there's an S on it and there's more than one. What is being said about the farmer and his cow? They stand. Stand is our verb. That's the action. Okay? So, how do we know how to make subject-verb agreement? Well, we have rules for that. Okay? Rule 1, and you guys can stop the video here and take a picture of this with your own phone, or you could get you some paper and write down the rule 1 and the rule 2, because you really do need to memorize them. Okay? Rule 1 says if you have a singular subject, you must use these verbs, okay? Either is, has, does, or a verb that ends in S or ES, okay? That's why for these, we had singular subjects, So we had to use verbs that were either is or ending in s, okay? Now, rule 2 is about your plural subjects, okay? If you have a plural subject, more than one, you must use these verbs, either are, have, do, or verbs without s or es. That's why when we had the bakers, which was plural, our verb did not have an s. When we had farmer and his cow, which is plural, our verb did not have an s, okay? We can see that again in this really quickly looking here. The dog barks at night. I have a singular subject. The dog is the one doing the action. There's no s on dog, but my verb then has to have that s on it because of rule 1. Singular subject must use verbs ending in s. When I change my subject to dogs, which is plural, I have to change my verb also to not have an s because of rule number 2. If you have a plural subject, your verbs are without s, okay? Now, one thing real quickly that I want to point out to you is that sometimes the subject and the verb won't be right beside each other. Look at this sentence. The girls in my class wear bows. I have to figure out what's the subject. Well, who wears bows? Girls. So I know that's the subject, okay? All right, and then I have to figure out, well, what are the girls doing? What's being said about them? Well, the girls wear bows, okay? So wear is actually my verb, even though it's way down here, okay? Girls wear bows. This is just an extra detail in here. Okay, guys, we're going to do a really quick quiz. So check this out before we go, okay? I want you to do just a real quick thumbs up or thumbs down if you think the sentence is right. Remember to refer to these rules. I'm going to get over on this side so you can still see the rules, okay? All right. Jonathan give a book to Pedro. Look at your subject. Is that singular or plural? Okay? Check the rules and then see if the verb is right. Thumbs up, thumbs down? It is thumbs down. That is not correct because according to rule 1, Jonathan is singular, so my verb has to have the s on it. Jonathan gives a book. Number 2, Francisca and Graciela ride the bus. What's my subject? Who's doing something? Remember that we had that and, Francisca and Graciela? That means it's plural. Check the rule if it's plural. This is correct. This would be a thumbs up. There's our subject. It's plural, so no s, and there's not an s, okay? Number 3, she likes to play with Ashley and Miguel. Look at your subject. She is the one who likes to do it. She is singular, so our verb is correct because it has the s on it. All right, what about number 4? The friends bakes for Alan's summer picnic. Who bakes for the picnic? Friends, okay? It's got an s there, it's plural. Thumbs up, thumbs down. That one would be thumbs down, okay? Friends is plural, so there should not be an s here. We should take that off. We can't have an s here and an s here, okay? Number 5, our players always scores lots of goals, okay? Our players always scores lots of goals. Who scores goals? Players. I see an s, it's plural, okay? What's the rule? Without s. This would be thumbs down. Because what do the players do? They score, okay? But we shouldn't have an s on this because players does have an s. Players score. Even though the word always was in the middle, we still had to find that. Last one. Luis runs at recess. Who runs at recess? Thumbs up, thumbs down. Is it right? It is. Yes, it's thumbs up. It's correct. Because Luis is one person, singular, so runs, which is what he does, the verb, does have an s on it. All right, guys, I hope that you take these rules and remember them so you can be a great writer in English. Talk to you later. Bye. Adios. Masalama.